True or false about JavaScript? Can a JavaScript function create a dynamic class and return it, so that every time you call the function, you get a different class? Is it true or is it false? What do you say? Okay, fact number one. JavaScript is a language that supports the functional programming paradigm, so you can create functions inside functions. You can receive parameters into a function, create an internal anonymous function, and then return it. And this internal function can even behave differently depending on the parameters that you have sent. So that means that you can dynamically create functions inside functions and return them. So that's fact number one. Fact number two. Classes in JavaScript are just functions. You can see it in your own eyes if you want. Just define a class in JavaScript or in TypeScript and use the type of operator to see what you got, and you will see that JavaScript tells you that this is a function. So you might ask yourself, okay, so how can I use it with the new keyword then? Well, it turns out that the new keyword in JavaScript expects a function, and the only thing it does is to create an object, then run the function, then return the object. You can call the function either with the word new or without. If you use the word new as a side effect, you also create a new object that remembers that this is the function that created it. The function will then serve as a prototype for the object. But it does not really matter. Eventually, this is just a function. So now that we understand that the new keyword expects a function and that classes in JavaScript are just functions, and that functions can create functions, so that means that functions can create classes. And if you want to try it out for yourself, just create a function in TypeScript, define an internal class inside of it, make the class do something different depending on the parameters that the functions receive, and then return the class. You've just created a function that creates a dynamic class and returns it. Whoever calls this function, every time you call the function, you get a new class. And you can use the return value to instantiate new objects. Now, this is not just a theoretical idea. This idea is actually being used in some libraries. In fact, one such library is the main topic of a new course that I'm recording these days for Udemy. It's called the ngrx signals. ngrx signals is a library that defines a function called signal store. This function receives a set of parameters and returns a newly dynamically created class. Every time you call the function, you receive a new class. You can use this class along with Angular's dependency injection mechanism to instantiate a new store. If you want to know more about the signal store, check out my Udemy page. In a few weeks, there will be a full-blown course about it. So, to answer the question that was presented at the beginning of the video, yes, JavaScript functions can return dynamic classes. This is a true fact.